Yo, what's up, folks? Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, RHIPS. This is another episode of Snacks and Raps. And today we have another great guest, a good friend of mine. And I'm also going to call him a cultural institution as well. And we'll get into why a little more. But also a good friend of mine, and like I said, privileged to call him a mentor as well. Just getting some of that, soaking up that knowledge from generations before, and seeing like what we can do with that knowledge and build upon it. So I'm gonna bring him on. What's up, Carmelo?
Hey, what's up? Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's my pleasure to have you on Snacks and Raps, and just a quick kind of like briefing of like how things kind of go here. It's pretty open-ended, it's a conversation. It's not an interview per se, but we really want to just like give folks a sense of like who the person is across the table for me, and their contribution to society or other people in their space, and so let's break it down a little bit for folks. Like, who are you? Like, what are you about? And then from me, from the lens of the cultural institution, what are you working on these days, or what's been going on since we've been on quarantine, aka house arrest?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me, and I'm here to support you. As a youth advocate, for the last 40 years, when a young brother or young sister invite me to come and share, I'm here to learn too. I'm here to learn what the youth are doing, what the next generation's up to, and how can I support them, and also to just to share some experiences and let's get this movement going, because this is the time right now. So I want to really talk about, I'm going to share a little bit about my roots, and how I got into this, and how I got into this thing called hip hop. Right.
Perfect.
That's very interesting, but also, I've been more about a movement, to uplift the people that are the most least represented. And unfortunately, and I'm sad about it, because, I'm 65 now and I have grandchildren, and everything that I did in the past, I've always done it for the future. Like, my own children made sacrifices because I was always also giving to the kids from the community. So my kids also sacrifice their dad's time, their dad's resources, because sometimes I'll pay the rent for a center and not pay the rent for the house.
Right.
So my kids are like, what's up? What's up with that? You must love those kids more than you love us. And I'm like, no, I love you, but this is what my purpose in life is. So what I realized, I got a revelation, because I'm actually working on a film about my life story,
Okay.
And I got a revelation that I got two revelations. One is that I'm addicted to giving. It's actually an addiction, because
I believe that. Yeah, absolutely.
It feels good.
Yeah.
Bro, you see a homeless guy, hey brother, how you doing, man?
Yeah.
You need a cup of coffee, what you need, and they're like, yeah. And when you give it to them, and sometimes they'll smile or they'll say thank you. And even if they don't say anything, but you could see in their eyes that they appreciate it.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful feeling.
Yeah.
Like, the reward is in the giving. Like, it's not to expect that you're going to get something back.
It's the act itself.
It's the act itself of giving.
Right.
And when you give to the most needy, the people that really need it, that's even more uplifting. You don't want to give to the people that have it.
Yeah.
Like, people give to people that have because maybe they want a brown nose, or they want to get it good,
right.
But I don't need all that.
Right.
I don't need all that. That's not my purpose in life, My purpose in life is, and this is a message that I got straight from the Creator, because I asked the Creator, if you ever wonder what to do, go ask the Creator. Like, find that time, find that just you alone and the Creator, and say,
what's up?
Yeah. Like, I was mad too, So there's, you don't have a beep here.
Nah, it's unfiltered.
Okay.
So mom, dad.
You say, God, what the fuck you want me to do?
Yeah.
So God put in my heart, use your talent to serve the youth. Actually, the word was save. But I felt that was too big for me. That jacket was too big. So I said, God, how do you want me to save the youth if I can't even save myself? And you know what God said? Well, don't ask me. Don't ask me next time. Well, don't ask me.
Yeah.
See, you're asking me and I'm telling you.
Right. I'm showing you.
I'm telling you. You asked me, God, what do you want me to do? And God said, save the youth. Oh, God, I can't save myself.
Be like, can I switch assignments?
Like, why are you asking me then?
Right. Be like, no. Like, this is your assignment.
Right. So God put in my heart that if you ask God what to do and God puts in your heart, because if something's going to be in your heart, it's your own voice telling you, but it's a message from God that's in you. It's going to go straight to your heart. And here's the thing. You don't have to know how.
Yeah.
You don't have to know how. That's called having faith.
That's crazy.
That's called having faith, right?
So many times I've heard exactly that. You don't need to know
how. You just have to have faith that if God sends you on an assignment,
He's going to clear the path for you.
He's going to give you the tools, the path. Because first of all, you already have them. You're born with it. Because God's going to assign you for the purpose that you were made.
To draw that out, right? Yeah.
Everything about you, like me being short, you know how there's sexism, racism? Well, there's shortism.
Yeah.
And I experienced that a lot.
Yeah.
Being bullied and stuff, but it made me tough,
Yeah.
It made me tough.
Yeah.
So
it's funny too, though. Just to add to what you were just mentioning, that we come into this world with like the gifts and the tools that we need to succeed, and even like the height factor, right? I recently heard that every physical body has a purpose and an intention in the world that other physical bodies can't match.
Yeah.
So you to underscore what you were just saying, you are perfect in it as you came into the world, like even your height, no matter what that is, because that's perfect for your situation and what your walk is intending you to experience.
So my motto in life that I created is to align with your design, how you're designed, and your purpose in life. And that is the key that opens doors to possibilities.
Bars, yo. Bars. Yeah. And see, this is why we want to have these kind of conversations, because I feel like a lot of the time, and especially right now, since we've been in lockdown for quite some time, people have been experiencing a lot of like, mental, health, breakdowns or lack of having the space to be able to bring that out, or talk about it in a safe space, because there's a lot of tension going on, not just in our society, but in the world. Right. And we as human beings are kind of like antennas. We pick up on those, frequencies. Right. So it impacts the way we're seeing ourselves in the world or interacting with other people, or the big question that all human beings ask, what's my purpose? Right. Just like you were saying right now.
So here's the thing about purpose, right? So when you find your purpose and you recognize what your gifts are, because everybody has a gift.
Facts.
See, now here's the thing, and now I'm going to get more specific within our community.
Let's do it, man.
With our community.
Got my floaties. Let's go.
Right, within our community, right? So when I was 15 years old, I was running with the hood. My specialty was stealing cars.
GTA.
I'm being real.
Yeah. No,
being real. Like I get orders like from the homies, like I want some 14-inch. I get the orders, then I go on do the dirty deed and roll up in a car, and they strip it.
Yep.
And then my teacher at Belmont, because I went to Belmont High School. And when I was at Belmont, I stayed in art class all day. Like I skipped all the other classes, and she actually let me kick it.
Because it was better than having the knowledge of you out in the world doing God knows what.
It was crazy because it was on the fourth floor, the last door down the hall. It was like the fourth floor, the last door down the hall. And then the door was always open and my easel was right there, And the art teacher, she'd always go out and smoke a cigarette with the other art teacher.
Colleagues,
Yeah, with the other art teacher, right? So they didn't care. She never gave me no instruction on how to paint or anything. She just,
sick.
They give the supplies and just be creative. Be creative.
There you go. Yeah.
But I would be in every period of art. So she said, you should go to Barnesdale Junior Art Center so that I could even go after school, right? So I'm running with the hood, but I observed one day that there was this Chicano guy on Broadway, because we used to kick it on 7th and Broadway, downtown LA.
Yep.
This is 1971, right? And there was this Chicano, this is like during the Chicano movement, right? So there was this long-haired Chicano guy, and he was about to board the bus, and this homie named Güero. But Güero was less dark, cholo with glasses, real short. So, Güero, but he was dark. I don't know if they call him Güero. He was dark,
It was a contradiction.
Right.
The opposites.
So Güero went over there and he goes, hey, say, vato, give me some feria. And then I goes, hey, brother, I don't have any money, but if I had money, I would give it to you, brother. Because we're all raza. We're all brothers. And he goes, give me some money, And then he goes, the guy's telling the guy, have you heard of the Chicano moratorium? Have you heard of the walkouts,
Wow.
And then the bus came and the doors opened. They had like those accordion doors,
Yeah.
And the Chicano brother, walked on the bus, and Güero stabbed him in the back, and the blood gushed out. And at that moment, I'm like, I'm not about this. I'm not with this.
Yeah.
And it flashed to my mind when my teacher said, go to Barnesdale. It clicked.
Dang.
Go to Barnesdale. So Barnesdale was so that was on 7th and Broadway.
Right.
So I caught the bus to Vermont and Hollywood, because that's where Barnesdale Junior Art Center is up there on the hill.
Yeah.
Where the Hollyhock House is,
Yeah.
Barnesdale Art Center, but they had the Junior Art Center. So I went up there, and I looked at the classes, I signed up for experimental theater. I thought it was working in a laboratory, but it wasn't. It was theater. I don't know. That was experiment.
Yeah.
It sounded exciting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Experimenting,
the word experiment.
Laboratory.
Sign me up.
Creating Frankenstein or some weird shit, And I took sculpture, animation, cartooning and shit.
Okay.
So when I did the experimental theater, I was like the only brown kid in there, right? But when we had to do emotions, like anger, I had that down.
Yeah.
Taste it. I had that down.
Yeah.
I grew up where, and funny, because when I was coming here, I was thinking about this, that when I would be playing outside, right?
Yeah.
And it was time to come in, and they would say, ya métete. And they have to tell you about 20 times.
Yeah.
So then my father would stand by the door, and right when I walked through, coscorrón, like right in the back, bam, in the back of the head, like coscorrón, And my mother would be like, no le pegues en la cabeza.
Yeah.
De por sí está pendejo. I'm like, oh shit. So that hurt me. That, I love my mother. She's my best friend. She didn't mean it. We've had this conversation, The coscorrón in the head, it stunk for a little while. But de por sí está pendejo, in other words, as it is, he's stupid.
Yeah, he's already stupid.
That has stuck with me even till today, bro.
Yeah.
I'm always proving, I'm overcompensating to prove that I'm not. But I don't believe it. And it's so deep inside of me.
Right. Yeah.
Because that was one time, but I heard other things of like no sirves para nada. You're no good for nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never tell a child, I don't care, bro. Because I'm trying to think of, we're so many, and we're so creative, and we're so ingenious, and we're so amazing.
Yeah.
Why are we like the most in prison, the most dropout, the most underpaid, the least representative?
Smart.
We got so much.
Yeah.
What is it? What's holding us back, bro? But you have to go to the root. Go back to the root. When you want to be an artist, and they tell you, that's cochinero now. They take your markers, they throw them away.
Right.
Instead of buying more art supplies.
Right. Right.
Or when you want to dance, I started as a tap dancer. So, okay, let me finish the Barnesdale story.
Okay, go for it.
So I was at Barnesdale, 15 years old, and I met Chester Whitmore there. And I don't know what Chester saw in me. Chester goes, hey, you want to be in my tap troupe? Tap? Oh. And I remember watching those old movies, like Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers and all the old musicals. During the summer, we had to stay home because both our parents worked. We couldn't go outside. We had to watch old movies all day, And I thought of Güero, you know? So it was like tap dance gangbang. I chose tap dance at 15 years old.
Yeah.
So Chester goes, okay, we have a dance studio down here on Vermont and Pico. It's called Inner City Cultural Center.
Okay.
Meet me there. So I went over there because I was in my hood.
Yeah.
So he introduced me to Faye Nicholas of the Nicholas Brothers, which for those of you that don't know, Google the Nicholas Brothers, Stormy Weather Cafe. Even Fred Astaire says that's the #1 Hollywood tap routine, the greatest of all time.
That's crazy.
And I got to learn the moves from Faye Nicholas and then Chester Whitmore, who was the protege.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's real, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know I was amongst greatness.
At that time, right?
But
yeah.
It's still in me. I can still tap dance, bro. It's in me. Like even before me knowing who I was as a Mexican American, as a Chicano, I was immersed into the African American culture. You know, I learned about tap, ragtime, you know, like jazz, Duke Ellington and Count Basie and Cab Calloway, and I was listening to that music, you know, and so that's how I started.
Okay.
But this is what made me continue. That even though I didn't get the support from my family, except for my mother, she backed me.
Yeah.
But everybody else didn't. They didn't believe in me.
Yeah.
I got this.
An applause.
Yeah, and it went from no sirves pa nada, ta pendejo to wow, you're good.
That was amazing.
Wow.
And the applause, yeah. Affirmation.
I never got that.
Yeah,
so I was hooked.
Yeah.
I was hooked, bro. I was hooked.
Okay.
So that's where I started.
Got it.
Okay. 1983, I was called to help open a performing arts academy across the street from MacArthur Park.
Mm-hmm.
That was in 1983. So the tap dance was in like 71. So now I jumped to 83,
like
right?
12 years forward, yeah.
Yeah, 83. So yeah, because from tap dancing, then I toured as a ragtime dancer, and then I opened the theater. And
yeah, you
I
pretty
went
much
to New
got
York
your
and all that.
teeth cut in that.
Oh man, I was like, that was my life.
Right.
That was my life.
Yeah.
So what led me there was, so after I did the tap dancing, the touring and all that, right?
Yeah.
Then I started auditioning, you know, for movies in Hollywood, like that movie, Walking Proud.
Yeah.
Okay, that was with Robbie Benson.
Okay.
So I'm like, wait a minute. I went to go read for that, and I'm like, Robbie Benson is starring the main, and I'm gonna everything I'm saying now, it's gonna make sense when I talk about the film I'm working on right now.
Perfect. Let's do it.
So imagine
foreshadowing.
Right. So imagine like, here's a movie about Mexican Americans, you know, East LA, and the main actor, the A-list actor is Robbie Benson, with brown contacts, brown makeup, and he talks like this, you know, has an accent. So when I went to audition, they told me, "Can you sound more Mexican?" And I was like,
"Oh wow."
It sounds like a stereotype thing that they would say, but they really said that I lived it.
Yeah.
They actually told me that.
Oh yeah, that's Hollywood.
Like, we talk normal, bro. This is how we talk.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
No, we talk every day.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? They want us to sound like Speedy Gonzalez or something. You know?
Yeah. The stereotypical kind of like.
But that's in their mind. It's not in reality.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I said, Charlie,
Yeah.
you know, I'm out of here. You know, I'm out of here. And then they went and did a Boulevard Nights and then American Me and all the same. They're all the same story. You know, it's all the same story.
Yeah.
Like
same archetype.
The revenge, you know, like, but it's sad because those stories then carry out in the street because young people see that.
They influence, right?
Yeah. Now it's all about like they go to elementary school together. By junior high, they're enemies. Mm-hmm. They played in elementary school. By junior high, they want to kill each other. How? Oh, fuck! Can't have that, bro. Cannot. That's not okay for our people. Yeah. It's not. So I've dedicated my life because you know what? It worked for me. Like theater and art and dancing and doing and expressing myself and being creative transformed my life. But it was that one kid that goes, "Hey, you want to be in my tap group?" But it's the same thing. Hey, you want to get jumped in?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you said it earlier, right? I think you hit the nail right on the head when you were saying that your mom gave you that first like round of applause, right? I think
it was the audience,
the
audience, yeah,
right, and then
like strangers, like people that don't even know me,
exactly, yeah. So getting that kind of like affirmation from strangers or even like family members, I bet that's what a lot of youth from inner cities or even gang backgrounds are starving for.
Exactly.
Like so
because all they hear about is that they're
a fuck up.
Yeah, or even like the funding that does exist. Because my last formal job was with the gang intervention program.
Right.
So the city spends $150 million on gang intervention. So they take the kids to like Magic Mountain. They give them, classes.
That kind of.
They give them, they get them a job. They get them in school. They get all that. But to join, you know what the requirement is? You have to be in a gang.
Oh shit! Okay,
that's a requirement.
Fuck.
That's if you're not in a gang
to be at risk means that you
have to be
right
where you're from. When you fill out.
Yeah,
because that's the job title, gang intervention. So,
right. So that limits a lot of the population that you get to work with. Right?
They become your case. You have a case worker.
Yeah.
You have to have like 16 gang members. Yeah, it's true.
No, yeah. I mean, if it's coming from
like
the
me
city.
just driving here right now, driving here from Montebello right here to West Adams, just go along the freeway, bro. I've never seen so much graffiti.
Yeah, right.
So
now,
talk about the COVID, plastic. Right? Talk about the COVID, right? So when the kids didn't have to go to school, you think they're gonna be like kicking back at home?
Nah.
And be like, yo, dog, let's go bombing.
Meet me here, meet me there.
They're gonna do. They like go bombing. Let's go bombing. Look at it.
Yeah, it's open. No one's out there.
So how much the city spends on creating urban art programs?
True.
They spend $9.5 million on removing graffiti. On urban art, $0.
Yeah.
They spend $250,000 to incarcerate one tagger per year. $250,000. You know what I tell them? I go, pay baby mama $100,000 and have her full-time take care of mijo. You save $150,000.
Yeah.
Make it her full-time job.
Yeah.
You're gonna save $150,000 because if it's $250,000 to keep this minor incarcerated for a year.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that's exactly
that's like a lot of money, bro.
I mean, that's tuition for like 4 years.
Oh, college, beyond. No, that's a year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So if you're in jail for 2 years,
that's
$500,000.
$500,000, yeah, exactly.
That's $1 million for 4 years.
Point something, yeah.
No, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But the person or the institutions that capitalize on our private institutions, that money doesn't even come back in taxes, ni nada, like nothing,
Okay, so going back to, let's keep going with the story of, you got a little bit of my background, like it worked for me.
Yeah.
So through theater, dance, being creative, I got the affirmation, I got the applause, I got the encouragement. I felt great, okay? I felt better about myself, right?
Right.
So I was hooked. So then, fast forward to 1983, when we're going to open a performing arts academy right in MacArthur Park to give the community youth that opportunity to find those creative types, those rebellious types like me, because we all have
we're out there.
Yeah, but we all have a calling. Some people, they specialize in working with homeless. Some specialize in working with the disabled. Some work with whatever health, my calling is to work with the creative, rebellious, the misfits.
Yeah.
That's my calling. I specialize because I'm one.
Yeah.
I'm just older.
Yeah.
So when I meet the youth and I get them and they get me, I'm like, we look at each other, we're like, we understand.
Yeah.
We can understand.
Looking in the mirror.
Yeah,
you're like,
we understand each other, because they're like, damn, mister, I never heard no like older man talking like you do,
Yeah.
Because I'm down with them and they get that.
Yeah.
I grew up in the 60s, the hippie thing. And
yeah, you saw the whole start of what a lot of us.
We were doing psychedelic. We were doing the cholo writing, but then we started doing the bubble writing too, because it was in the 60s, and And there was a hippie castle, and all psychedelic, the hippie castle. You know? So I always wanted a hippie castle, you know?
Yeah.
So Radiotron, you know?
Boom.
Boom. So anyway, so we're going to open this academy. And the owner of the property, he says, hey, man, I got a building for you, you know?
Okay.
There's a little stage. And I'm like, stage? Like, press my buttons like, stage? I just heard stage, you know?
Yeah.
So no first, last, no credit check. Just me, who I am. Like, I like what you're about. I like what you're doing. Here it is. Gave me the paperwork. So I go back there. And lo and behold, it's Radio Club. It's an underground hipster club. Madonna's coming in, you know. And then I step up there and somebody throws a ball at me and they yell, fucking Mexican.
Oh, shit.
Exactly. I'm like, somebody doesn't want me here, you know?
Yeah.
And then, so I meet the promoter guy, and he's a Russian, you know? And he's mad that the owner gave me the building because he was negotiating with Canon Films, even though he didn't have the building.
Oh, wow.
He rented it on Fridays, you know, but he didn't have it.
Subletting it.
Yeah, he was subletting it, you know, just for Friday nights, right? But I even told the guy, I go, it's cool what you're doing, you know? I saw Ice-T there rapping. I saw the Breakers. It was a lot of older white people, in fact.
Yeah.
It was a totally hipster crowd from Hollywood, you know?
Yeah.
And I told him, this is cool, you know? And he said, no, you know. So he didn't want me involved, and I didn't even know what was going on. All I know is I'm going to open a youth center, and it's going to be about art.
Yeah.
That's all I know. I don't know about anything else, you know? So then he gets all mad and storms off. And then the next day, knock on the door, film company. We're from Canon Films, and we're trying to make a movie here. We're talking to this guy. And I go, well, I show them the paperwork. They're like, Mr. Alvarez, we want to make the movie Breaking here. I'm like, okay. So I let them in, you know? So they come and make the movie Breaking there, you know? And all the little kids from the neighborhood are watching that, you know? They're all watching it. Mm-hmm. So then after they finish filming, I get another knock. There's a lot of knock on doors, you know, because remember I told you going back to God, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
And you don't need to know how.
Yeah.
God's going to open doors.
Yep.
But God might put you in a position to have the keys. Mm-hmm. Because I said, when you align your gifts, your design with your purpose in life, it's the keys to open the door of possibilities. Mm-hmm. So when the owner gave me the keys, I said, God, you want me to have that building? You're going to give me the keys because you know what I'm going to do with the keys. You know what I'm going to do with the keys? Open doors. Mm-hmm. Now I have to have the keys and be inside for people to come knock on the door, right?
Yep.
You can't argue with that. I don't care the hearsay or what they say about me, or people don't know how I got the building. They make up rumors. So all you guys watching this, you're hearing it straight from me.
Yeah.
I was there with the owner. Ask them, were you there? No, but I heard. Now that don't count. That's chisme, hearsay.
Yep. That's
not submissible in the court of law.
Yeah.
But I was there. And that's why I got the keys, you know? And when the movie company came, I signed the agreement. Yeah, you can film.
Right.
And
that's
when
the owner. Yeah.
And when they come knock on the door, who answers it? I do, because I'm inside. How could a little guy like take over a building? I can't steal it. How can I steal a building?
Right.
Or from some thugs, you know? No.
Right.
So going back to the you know, after they filmed, then I get another knock on the door. I open it. It's a little kid. Hey, mister, can we break in there? I'm like, yeah. And that was Gizmo from the Hungry Breakers, right?
Oh, okay.
They would break in MacArthur Park, you know, for money and shit. Or right there in front of that Piojito, right there.
Yeah.
7th and Alvarado, right there, you know?
Crazy, yeah.
Real stuff. This is real stuff, you know?
Yeah, people probably don't even know about El Piojito.
They don't know what the Piojito, the Westlake outlet store that the people named El Piojito. You know, the owner even created a logo of a Piojito.
Yeah, I remember that. You know? I was a little ass kid when I saw that. Yeah.
So that shows me how old you are.
That's late 80s too, by the way, when I saw that. Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, so then I go, yeah. So I go, hey, the man said we could break in there, you know? So the word went out. The man said we could break in there, you know?
Yeah,
the
of
next
course.
thing, a bunch of kids are coming. Plus, I left all the graffiti art that they painted for the movie.
Yeah.
I said, no, don't erase it, you know?
Oh,
so I left all the graffiti art. And then I had graffiti artists come, hey, can we hit the building, you know? I'm like, well, let me see what you got. Show me your sketch, you know? So they would show me the sketch, you know? I had a K2S in there and STN, MAK, a bunch of writers there.
Yeah.
Like, gave them a room. Hey, you guys could have this room. It's the tag room.
Yeah.
Like a room where they could tag everything anywhere on the table. Well, it's like go off in there,
Yeah.
But don't cross anybody out. Just don't cross. That's the only rule. I don't see no crossing out.
Yeah.
No gang graffiti, no crossing out. Other than that, you guys can tag your name, your crew, whatever.
Yeah.
In fact, when they come and sign in, because I wanted to keep how many kids I'm serving,
Yeah.
I let them sign in their, what I call the alter ego name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if they were Prime or
their
whatever.
alias. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever their name was to them.
Yeah.
Because when they went inside the space, they became
themselves.
Yeah,
right?
they were like in a living movie, like in their mind. They were like, because they went to see the movie and then it was Ozone and Turbo,
that's
all these
sick.
characters, right?
Yeah.
Pump and Taco. And all. So when they went inside there, because it was the set, it was the movie set.
Right.
So when they went in there, they were living in a reality of being their characters, whichever character they were. They could be that animation. Mr. Animation was like Mr. Animation. There's Mr. Animation, and he'd be like animation.
Yeah, yeah.
He was animation,
Yeah.
So that was the vibe there, I had 2 turntables, dance floor, microphones. They were popping, breaking, and then upstairs there were the graffiti, the tag room. I got them. I used to go down Wilshire Boulevard to the offices and get recycled paper that we're going to throw away or recycle. I would get it.
Yeah.
So I'll bring reams of paper.
Yeah, yeah.
Then I would go to H.C. Daniels,
Yeah.
So I knew the owner, Peter Daniels, and he would give me a bunch of markers, samples and stuff. So I get markers for the guys, markers,
Crazy.
paper. I even bought him an airbrush. I think somebody stole it, and then, somebody stole it. And then they're like, oh man, that's messed up, Mr. Carmelo, I go, well, look, I gave it to you guys. So you guys stole it from whoever stole it from you. They didn't steal it from me.
Yeah.
I gave it to you.
Yeah.
If I give you something and then they steal it, they ain't stealing from me.
Yeah.
They stealing from you. So you better get on that,
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
You guys steal from each other.
Right.
I'm giving you something.
Right.
Once I'm giving it, I'm free from it. It's on you.
Yeah.
Take care of that,
Right.
But at least I give them that,
Yeah.
The thought that counts, right?
Yeah.
So then, so that was the Radiotron Youth Center, Hip Hop Center, where 24/7 it was all hip hop, graffiti, inside the building, outside the building. You go in there, you hear bumping. There's 2 turntables. You could sign up for it. Like I let the kids take turns,
Yeah. How did the name come about?
The name came about because going back to Radio Club, where Ice-T was DJing, and the Russian guy, they called that Radio Club. So when they made the movie Radiotron, it was based on Radio Club, and this lady, Tony Basil.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Basil was that singer that had the song "Hey Mickey, you're so fine."
Yeah,
Mickey,
yeah.
okay? This white girl, Hollywood type, and she came down and she formed the Lockers.
Okay.
With Chabadoo, and they were on Soul Train, and she formalized that, So if you look at the movie Breaking, it's like this rich white girl comes to the hood and saves the black and brown guys,
Yeah.
So that's the stereotype.
Yeah, the white savior complex.
That's a stereotype.
Yeah.
That's a stereotype,
Yeah.
So that's what the movie's based on. So when they hired the graffiti artists, which was Craze and Graph One, to put Radio Club on the stage, the Russian guy came in and he goes like, "Oh, I didn't give him permission, So he went and stormed over there to the producer and demanded money. And the producer threw him on and called the Radiotron, called the Radiotron. It was called, actually, I named it the Youth Break Center. But the kids didn't want that. They went, no, Radio.
Youth Break Center.
No, Youth Break. I go, no, Youth Break Center. They go, no, it's Radiotron. So I wrote a letter to the film company and they gave us permission to use it for the kids,
Yeah.
Because the kids wanted that. Like they wanted that.
Yeah, of course.
And I left it on there,
Yeah, yeah.
Look at it.
It looked good, yeah.
They want that. What?
It looked good.
What am I trying to prove?
Yeah.
No, it's what I want. I demand. No, bro, come on.
Right.
That's not. I have a very unusual style of working with the youth, but it works,
Yeah.
So and why do I say it works? Because as I go on telling the story, the proof is going to be in the pudding. The backup of the kids that came out of there.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Yep.
And show me other programs where you have kids that came out of there, won Grammys, or they're exhibiting, or they're doing successful things.
Yeah.
Now, some of them died, but we're going to get into why that happened.
Right.
What did the city do? What did the adults do? What did the government do? why this exists, why there's gangs, why they were selling crack, why there was guns, why there was violence, why they were killing each other.
Yeah.
There is a why, bro.
Oh, yeah. No, because I mean, around the time that you're mentioning the creation of the youth center, that's around the time the crack epidemic was right just about to kick off, right?
Well, no,
like, it was already
was a mecca of it.
Yeah.
It all came there, and then from there was sent out.
Yeah, yeah.
So you had the crack, and then you had the drive-bys.
Right. Oh,
now for the drive-bys, where did they get the Uzis? Where did they get the AKs? Where did they get that?
Yeah.
Now, I've gotten testimonies from people. Again, they witnessed it in East LA, near Hazard. They found a case with guns.
Mm-hmm.
Then one day I was over there at Chuco's, right?
Yeah.
And I was talking to this African American woman, and she goes, "Yeah, that some of the guys say that they found a case down by the tracks over there." Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
They found a case of guns that happened to fall off a train.
Yeah.
It fell off a train.
Yeah.
A case of guns fell off a train in South Central, and a case of guns fell off the train in Northeast.
Yeah.
No, bro.
Yeah.
These kids cannot manufacture. How are they going to go buy?
Yeah.
How are they going to go buy Uzis?
Yeah. And then typically those kind of cases are actually when they package them, they don't say guns on the outside or say military or anything like that. So who the fuck's gonna know?
Well, even the Fast and Furious, when they dropped off guns over there in Mexico to the
right.
So yeah, that's not a far fetch.
Yeah,
and then the cocaine came in from the Iran Contra.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like trading cocaine for arms, and then Freeway Rick, and they were bringing in the coke to South Central and
I mean, a lot of them. There's some of the historians that I've read accounts of that are saying that like CIA operatives dropped off those cases of guns.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Those two,
because they tried to track them.
Yeah,
So okay. So this is the 80s, the mid 80s.
Yeah, that's
leading up to the 90s and everything else. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna share right now with whoever's watching this. They're gonna get the scoop,
lowdown, the
lowdown on like how that shit went down. Okay, so then, but now here's this building, right, where the kids are allowed to express themselves, and they're bringing their culture, the culture that they're creating, which is hip hop.
Right.
It's being formulated. It's percolating. Okay, so when I opened the youth center, I made it a youth center which is under 18. So I got a lot of hate for that because the radio club was like for older
folks, right? Yeah,
but
21 and over,
but they would,
or 18 and over.
But they would go and drink and do it, like when you go to after hours on the club. Come on, come on, let's be real, bro. You know what's going on?
Yeah, after hours.
Yeah, and what are people going to do there?
Yeah,
nobody's not going to sit around all sober. Come on.
Usually not so.
But no license, no permits. That's underground.
Yeah, like speakeasy status, right?
Exactly, it was.
100%. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but me, can't have that with the kids.
Right.
I'm going to have 12, 13-year-old kids and boys and girls, and I'm going to have like 18, 19, 20-year-old guys coming in and bring.
It's a recipe for
disaster. That doesn't. I'm a youth advocate.
Yeah.
So before that, I was already working at Salvation Army. I started a theater program working with the kids, doing children's theater. I'm not going to have adults mixing with the kids. So I made it a youth center, 18 and under. So I got a lot of pushback because they were like, "Oh, that's a kiddie club," and Carmelo made a kiddie club and all that. Okay, you know what? Yeah, and I'm proud of that. Now let's go to the roots of hip hop. 1973, Cool Herc, the first official hip hop party. This is by all the hip hop historians. It's April 11th, 1973. Cool Herc had a party for his little sister, back to school party to buy school supplies. Back to school, you're talking junior high and high school.
Yeah.
All under 18 years old.
Yep.
So the first hip hop was kids. Rakim, 14 years old. His mother went with him when he did his first show. Because he got in trouble, for leaving the house without permission. And this is, go listen to his interview with Mellow Man Ace, Rakim, Mellow Man Ace, and you're going to hear it from his mouth. It's very important. Like I said, first source, not I heard.
Right.
No, he said, who? The guy, Rakim, It's, what is it? Furious 5, Grandmaster Flash in the Furious 5, right? Okay. So he got in trouble, got grounded, but he showed his mother the flyer. Mom, but I'm doing my first show. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take you.
Yeah.
So you roll with him, 14. I could go down the line and name all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Even the kids that came to Radiotron.
Mm-hmm.
Will Dog, Oso Motley, the founder of Oso Motley, right?
Right.
Grammy Award winning band. 11 years old when he went to Radiotron. Prime, like K2S, like exhibiting, like selling art, and, galleries and,
OG Graphhead, yeah.
An icon.
Yep.
12 years old.
Yeah.
Worry, he's an interventionist now. He's the rapper for Quinto Sol. 13 years old. I could go down the line. Little Caesar, 14 years old. Mm. Their Air Force crew.
Yeah.
Even Be Real. He was like 15
Cypress.
when he went there with Mellow Man and Be Real. And Tony G was, DJing.
The DJ, yeah.
And it was Sendog. That's Mellow Man's brother.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to listen. Go to the Dr. Green Thumb.
They've said it.
Dr. Green Thumb, podcast when they're interviewing Darlene, who was 17, and she was our MC with Jazzy D, and Ice-T came to be the judge, and they met there on stage. Now, I don't need to hear from Darlene because I have the video of it.
You were there.
No, I have the video of it. I have the actual video of it. And even Darlene goes, I know there's a video circulating around. I go, yeah, I have the video. I videotaped this. I can't make this shit up, bro.
Yeah.
I can't make this shit up. But why would I? What motivation? What motivation would I have, I have no motivation other than to help the youth. Mm-hmm. Because that's my purpose. Aligning my design with my purpose to open doors of possibilities. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that was the Radiotron. And then it was a youth center and it was bumping. It was like, it's crazy because guys were leaving gangs to join break crews, to join graffiti crews. There were guys from different gangs in a graffiti crew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we didn't spend $150 million.
Right.
You know what the city gave us? With the camera on? They gave us this.
Man.
They did. And you know how they gave us that? The city banned hip hop from all city buildings.
Oh, wow.
The city banned underage clubs. Joy Pikes, the councilwoman from the Valley, she passed an ordinance and the city council voted for it. They banned underage clubs. So the news cameras would come down, and interview the kid like, hey, what do you feel about that? And like, where are we supposed to go?
Yeah.
So since they shut down those underage clubs, where have the kids gone? Abandoned trap houses.
Streets.
Sometimes, I sad when I hear about a girl that went out to party and she's missing and they find her in the bushes dead, and they do the autopsy and overdose, got raped. Mm-hmm. Where's the safe spaces? The kids, it's only normal and natural for them to socialize. Where can they go and even if they just want to kick it?
Yeah.
See, they don't want to do graffiti art or they don't want to do, rapping. That's fine. Well, where do they go kick it? Where do they meet each other? Where do they hang out? What if you like someone? You want to invite them to go out and just chill.
Yeah.
Just chill, Yeah. Not chill at Netflix.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
That's a formula for disaster.
Yeah.
Now you're having unprotected sex. Now you have teenage pregnancies. So drug addiction, teenage pregnancy, gang, all that. Who's responsible for that shit? I'm not going to blame the kids, bro. I'm not. Because when the kids themselves invented hip hop, they made their own solution. We didn't invent it. It wasn't no city program, bro. It wasn't a bunch of adults that got together and go, let's create a program for the kids. No, the kids themselves made hip hop.
That's facts.
They made it for each other.
Right.
Because they couldn't get into the discos.
Right.
Because to get into a disco, you had to be older. In New York, you had to be at least 18. Mm-hmm. And you had to dress good,
Yeah.
You had to have the right clothes, the right shoes, the right, what is it? The Saturday Night Fever,
Yeah.
Like the 3-piece suit.
The disco suit,
The disco suit,
yeah.
You had to look.
The platforms. You have to look the nice.
There's the Bronx, the South Bronx,
Right.
But there's gangs, there's drugs, there's poverty, despair.
Right.
It's like, they said it was like World War III right here,
Yeah.
Same thing with LA,
Yeah, because at that time, that was kicking up, right?
When Reaganomics came in, they defunded even education.
Yeah.
So they were cutting back on school education. There were classrooms where 60 kids to a classroom.
That was around the time that I was starting to go into, schools.
Right. So you had you had the crack, you had the gangs, you had the overcrowding, you had no funding for programs. And then they're going and ban hip hop from all buildings. Let's ban teen clubs. Okay, now here's the worst one. Here's the worst one. Then the Surgeon General declares breaking hazardous to your health.
Oh, really? They went that far?
Yeah, they declared hazardous because, there were a few injuries.
That was like a whole cultural war.
There was a few injuries.
Yeah.
But you don't scrap all of it. What you do is you say, well, recommend that they warm up or do neck exercises, which I did because I came out of the dance world. So, okay, guys, you guys need to warm up, man. You're going to get hurt,
Yeah.
Plus, they had a space that was hardwood floor, which gives, they weren't like breaking on cement.
Cement, right.
No, bro. Bad, nice floor. My mom would clean the bathrooms. Mama breaker, clean the bathrooms. So bathrooms, snack bar.
Everything.
Sound, boom.
Yeah.
You want to write, go in the tag room, but don't tag anywhere else. So they would give me like little sketches. I would put them on a frame and hang them in my office.
Sick.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
So then when the Surgeon General declared breaking hazardous to your health, the news cameras came down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they go, is it okay if we talk to the breakdancers? I go, yeah, hey guys, there was Little Caesar and them. They go, do you guys have any injuries? And then Little Caesar goes, well, we have a ball spot because when we do like the head spins, can we get a close up of that ball spot? Get a close up of the ball spot? So then he goes, yeah, but we put knee pads on our head, we put a cap, or we wear helmets. We wear helmets. We wear helmets to spin, our head.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
So when they asked me about, well, what do you think, Mr. Carmelo Alvarez, about the Surgeon General? I think he's an idiot because how come they don't declare gangbanging hazardous? That's what they should declare gangbanging.
Yeah, it's like
crack, guns, Uzis, like ban that. Ban Uzis. Go fucking ban crack and Uzis.
Yeah.
Stop that.
Yeah.
Because but they can't because the fucking government's bringing this shit.
Yeah. And this is at the height.
They don't stop. Yeah. Oh, they'll stop breakdancing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
They care about the youth. They stop breakdancing, but not gangbanging.
Yeah.
Not crack. The government's fucking Reagan and Oliver North bringing in the crack, But they're worried about breakdancing.
Mm.
And this was the year of the Olympics.
Yeah.
1984.
Yeah.
So now you had the LA Breakers dancing in the closing ceremony. And then the kids from the Radiotron, we got to dance in front of the Coliseum.
Oh, sick.
So as the people were coming to the Coliseum,
The camera again.
Yeah. So that's the shit, bro.
That's perfect. Because I remember hearing about. I was born in '84, so I remember hearing about the Olympics and like all the desmadre going on, and my dad specifically being hella harsh to my sister because she was like born in '75, so she kind of was exactly going through all of what you were talking about, the height of all that, like. Yeah. She at one point dragged me out at like 7 years old. My dad's like, you're not going to that party unless you take him with you. Oh, wow. And I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? I was like, kid right there. Protection. Yeah, right. Like, fuck. Kick the guy. Yeah. Or be left in the alley because you're like, here, you're going to stay here. I'm going to go party inside,
Just put in the car.
Yeah, exactly. I was like.
So in 84, when the Olympics, came to LA, LA Breakers danced in the closing ceremony. And that was the first time that breaking was seen on television, like around the world.
Fucking crazy.
The breaking, right? So now in 2024, breaking's going to the Olympics in Paris.
Wow.
For the first time.
Well, as a sport, right?
Yes,
like an official.
Like as a dance sport.
Wow.
Like figure skating.
Right. Like a medal worthy.
Yeah, like figure skating. So some of the people, some people were like, no, we shouldn't have that. But I'm like, wait a minute. Shot put?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a metal ball.
Yeah.
Okay, and they throw it and they get an Olympic medal for that.
Yeah.
And a college scholarship. Now, those shot puts they were used like when they had castles.
Yeah.
And they were trying to climb over, they would hit them in the head. But it's an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
They kill people, but it's an Olympic sport.
That's crazy.
And then they have the javelin and like the spear.
Yeah.
So the spears were used like when they were trying to climb over.
The same thing.
Or they were fighting. They were fighting in the wars. They would get a spear and they'd stab the guy, spear, throw a spear. But it's an Olympic sport, but it was used to kill people, right?
That's
They
true.
even have shooting. like
right.
Olympic shooting.
Like, yeah.
But it's an Olympic sport.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know, and we can have breakdancing.
That's, yeah.
Come on, bro. Come on, man. I don't care, bro. I don't care. You know, it's important because what it did was by bringing breaking back to the Olympics or to the Olympics for the first time, it's there's a resurgence in breakdancing now. So you have the Russians. Speaking of Russia, badass, bro.
Yeah.
The Russians, the French pushed it. The French, because the French, the Korean, the Chinese.
Oh, yeah.
The Salvadorian. Bro. The Salvadorian B-boys, B-girls. And now they're going to have B-boy, B-girl, B-boy, B-girl, B-boy, B-girl. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, the only place that they don't have a breakdance training center, you know where that is?
No.
L.A.
Oh, wow.
Why don't we have that? Why don't we have that?
That's very true. Yeah.
Like,
I didn't even think about that.
New York, 1973.
Wow.
What is it? The Rocksteady crew?
Mm-hmm.
Watch the documentary, The Freshest Kid, right?
Okay.
And they break it down, like the top rocking.
Yeah.
Then the floor moves.
Yeah.
Then they would do like the backspin.
Right.
LA, then if you see the documentary, now we'll go to LA, West Coast, the power moves. The Air Force crew, the power moves, right? So we were like contributing that part.
Right. Chapters to
New
that
York,
story. Yeah.
They created it. Respect.
Yeah.
Pay respect.
Yeah, that's the Mecca.
Give cred, you know. The Mecca. They created breakdancing.
But this is where it evolved.
B-boying, B-girling, B-boying, okay? The up-rocking, breaking to the beat, you know, the break beats.
Yeah.
You know, the DJing, the hip-hop, they created that. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to the West Coast. It took 10 years because it was like they opened in Cool Herc had that party in 73. I opened Radiotron in 83.
Yeah.
So it took time, but there needed to be a space.
Yeah.
The little unrecognized element of hip hop is space. You know, I think space should be, you know, like an element, you know? So because of that, they're opening the Universal Hip Hop Museum in the Bronx in New York next year, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm proposing, because now the Olympics are coming to LA in 28. So the Olympics are going to Paris in 2024. Mm-hmm. The Paris Olympics, breaking, skateboarding too.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then the Olympics are coming back to LA in 1928.
Oh, wow.
So how many years is that?
That's true, yeah.
How many years is that from now?
That's about like 8 years. Yeah, no.
8 years from now?
Yeah.
Well, no, we're in 22, so that's 7 years.
7 years, yeah.
Okay, so I have 7 years to open the LA breaking arena.
Damn.
Yep.
That's hella possible. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yes.
And you're absolutely right. There, I mean, at least like my knowledge, every time I hear of like the B-boy, B-girl summit, it's not happening at a fixed location. It's moving around LA. But
where do they train every day?
But that's what I'm saying.
I know there's juice, you know, but there's like a couple of hours on Saturdays. No, we need
a dedicated 24. Yeah,
that they put in track and field.
Right.
That they put in. They even put in shot putting.
Yeah.
Throwing a pinche.
Yeah.
Bola.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
This is worthy of.
Yeah, or even like any of the other arts too, right? Like they make them part of curriculums. They make them part of
sports, basketball.
Por eso, basketball también. Yeah, like all these things because they under physical activity, right? They're like PE or sports.
Now we're gonna go back to like, you know, there's like racism, there's sexism, now there's shortism, right?
Yes.
So the best breakdancers, guess what? They're short. Oh, and you know what the shortest people are? We are NASA, Salvador.
Yeah.
The best breakdancers, come on, Central American.
Oh yeah.
Nicaragua, Salvador, Guatemala.
Yeah. Killers. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the dance floor. Yeah.
Air Force crew. Dude, I'm telling you, bro.
That's sick. Yeah.
Top, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the graffiti guys, you know, they're mainly Chicanos.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has a gift.
Yeah.
You know, the African Americans, undoubtedly, the rap, they can rap. But a lot of us, we imitate.
Yeah.
That's always tell our people, find your voice.
Find your voice, yeah.
You know, I give it, you know, a lot of hip hoppers, they don't like the reggaeton, but at least I give them the respect for creating their own sound.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they didn't try to copy someone else. They created reggaeton, you know, they created rap, you know.
Right.
That's why Becky G, who is from,
Inglewood.
Inglewood. Yeah. She's from Inglewood, but she made it in Spanish.
Yeah.
In Latin American.
Yeah. And she barely speaks Spanish. There's the other part.
She likes Selena, right? She made it like in reggaeton.
Yeah.
With Bad Bunny and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So we are so unique and we have so much in us that really represents the world.
Yeah.
Because instead of trying to be less than because, they don't accept us over there and we're not accepted here. Get over that and be like, hey, we represent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how we got at least for me in the 90s, when I think of like rappers or group, like, you know, cultural groups that look like me, I think of like Culture Clash. I think of like A Lighter Shade of Brown, Delinquent Habits, Cypress Hill.
Yeah.
I think of, you know,
yeah, but they found their own unique voice.
Exactly, to the point you're making. And then they were able to elevate.
They weren't trying to, you know, imitate. Like there's one guy right now that he's trying to sound like Tupac.
Right.
Tupac was cool, you know. Tupac had a great message because it wasn't just that he was a good rapper and all around good artist, because also good actor, you know.
Right.
But it's content.
Yeah.
Content matters.
Oh, yeah.
Like we're just talking about shooting each other.
Nah, yeah.
Come on, you know.
I mean, yeah, because
what are we feeding? What are we feeding our mind?
Right.
What are we feeding our people?
Yeah.
You know. So the point being that, okay, today, now, present, like we've already broken down a little bit of the history from the 70s and
through the 80s,
and now we're here in the present.
Yeah.
But more importantly, the future. You know, planting seeds now. Plant the seeds now, because you plant the seeds, you water them, you're gonna harvest.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm planting the seeds now for 28.
Yeah.
Because it's too late for 24. That's already that's our wrap. Right?
Yeah, I know.
Too late to start like trying to train somebody to go to the Olympics. And
no, but it makes sense.
They already got their people.
But if it's coming to LA, it makes sense that you target that year better than any other.
Anybody's down, let's do this, man. How many jobs are we going to create?
Yeah.
We do this LA breaking arena.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. In breaking, you also have to have a DJ. So there's going to be Olympic DJs.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be live. It ain't gonna be like
it's like
it goes together.
Several of the hip hop elements need to be there, incorporated in order for that. Yeah,
it has to be. Now
that's true.
How did the graffiti fit into? Well, the graffiti, and you design exhibit spaces within.
It's
the
like set design. It's
you walk into
stage
the lobby
design,
and it's a big exhibit space.
Yeah.
The lobby's a big exhibit space.
I mean, if you want to take it a little further too, is then getting into the world of like design, right?
Yeah.
Brand identity, design.
Also, you know, the big screens, like who's going to run the screens? Who's going to run the sound?
Yeah, digital media. Yeah.
Who's going to welcome the people? Who's going to run the shop, you know?
Right, yeah.
The merch.
Yeah.
Who's going to run the merch? You know?
Merch
who's going to design the merch?
Yeah, exactly.
So how many jobs do we create? Like, let's invest in that instead of just in putting kids in jail.
Right.
Like, we're spending $1 billion to do the gang and incarceration. A fraction of that, oh my God, that's the greatest investment.
Can go into the future.
The greatest investment is in the youth.
Yeah.
You know, because you're going to reduce the violence and you're going to increase the culture and you're going to beautify the city. People are going to feel safer because when they see the young people, they're going to see them as like, oh, they're being young. They're creative. Look at it.
Yeah.
Let's go celebrate that, you know?
Yeah.
And they used to invite the people in from all over the world and they welcome them.
Yeah.
And everybody has a great time. And you have people coming from all over the world to battle. But also,
that would be sick.
But the training, bro, everyday training.
That would be sick. I mean,
training. Now, say you're not a breakdancer, say you're not a rapper, but what skills do you have? What's your gift that you could align with your design and your purpose in life? Maybe you're the business guys. Maybe you're running the business,
or a storyteller, and you're the journalist. You know, capturing,
who's doing the media, the marketing. There's so many jobs. Bro.
Yeah,
like I could go down, look at list. Yeah, so many different. Or say none of that. But you know what? You got family coming from out of town. Hey, you guys want to go down to the LA breaking arena?
Yeah. And have a cultural experience, right?
Yeah, for everybody.
No, it's true. It's true. I see the vision. Yeah. I mean, I think it's highly possible too, and I think
100%.
2028 is not too far fetched at all, and it's actually
it's 100%,
perfect,
bro.
Perfect.
Let's work on that, man. I invite you to join me.
Let's do it.
Anybody watching that's down, let's make this happen.
Let's do it. I'm gonna go get her, man.
We can do it. We will do this.
Yeah, I think that's it's time for LA too.
So I'm here to talk about that. I'm here to plant that seed in everybody's mind to support one another. Let's uplift our culture. And I say our culture, I'm talking including everybody. Because the culture is the best of a people.
Yes.
That which you're going to pass down to your children.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang. So that's everybody.
Damn.
Right? That's everybody and represent,
Yeah.
Represent to the world because the world's going to come to LA.
Yeah. 2028. Yeah.
Now, what do you want?
So let's be ready for it, right?
What do you want?
How do we want to rep?
How do you want to represent?
Yeah.
How do you want to represent that?
Yeah. Yeah.
That
actually it's a good transition back to what we were foreshadowing in the beginning. So I know that's something that you're working on too. Do you want to touch a little bit about the movie about your life and
so
how that kind of like relates to all of what we were talking about
is how
as
it
well.
Relates. Okay, so let's go back to the present. That even though I think on the they're gonna the mask mandate is gonna be lifted.
Yeah.
Right. But for the last 2 years, we've been dealing with COVID.
Yep.
And surrounded by a lot of death.
Absolutely.
I even started planning my own death, as far as do I want to be mulched and then put a tree on top of me? So I started making calls and, to be born cost.
Yeah. And
to live cost and to die cost too.
Yeah.
Because capitalism makes money off of everything.
All aspects of life. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's runaway capitalism. It's out of control. Okay. And so the cheapest thing I found was cremation.
Yeah.
So my daughter called me because they said, check in on your relatives,
Yeah.
So my daughter checked in on me and I just signed up for a life insurance. So, I already give them the instructions of what's going to happen here. Yeah. So I go, well, when I get cremated, just bring an old shoebox, like maybe a tap shoebox.
That's sick, yeah.
And then go scatter me in MacArthur Park. But I found out that they won't accept the box, that you have to have an urn. Like they still find a way.
They still find a way. They take a few more dollars.
Taxis, they still find a way. You have to put an urn. Whatever. It's going to be paid for.
Yeah.
It's going to be paid for,
Yeah, yeah.
So then we started talking where she, I had gone her into some acting because she does modeling, but she wanted to be in acting. So then I had her, she was the host for the Radiotron shows that we did live on streamed.
Yeah.
Because of COVID, we couldn't do live, so we had to go to stream, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right, I remember.
So she hosted it. She hosted the Radiotron show, the 38th Radiotron show. And then after that, I go, well, I'm working on the script. If you want to help me, to be my co-writer. She goes, yeah. So me and her have been writing the script, right? And in the process of writing the script, it's been cathartic, which means like healing, because she felt like I put a lot of attention on opening these centers, because after Radiotron, I opened 11 other centers. So what I learned also in the process is that when I was with her mother, she was my ride and die, And as we're writing it, my daughter's understanding the relationship because she was born the year after Radiotron closed. So she was a little baby during that whole other centers that I had, So she, So what I learned is that when a baby comes into existence, the women's priorities change.
Yeah.
Our priorities just change too, but sometimes we can't see it as men because we're thinking like, I just got to work harder to provide.
Right.
So we get more into like, I got to work more.
Right.
But the women, they can't help you anymore because they got to take care of the baby. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't going to be like by your side. They got to be nursing.
Right.
So their priorities 100% because their body changes too.
Yep.
So I wasn't aware of that. So I'm learning.
Yeah.
And my daughter, I didn't argue with her. She goes, Dad, but from a little kid's perspective, from a child's perspective, this is what I felt, that you were putting more attention to the kids that you were, working with than to us. And I was thinking, I'm doing this for the future of my kids. But kids don't see the future. They just see, what time is daddy coming home? Is daddy taking us to Disneyland? I never did because I never had money.
Right.
So why didn't I have money? That's a good question, right? Because my addiction of giving was greater than me getting. Even the story I told you about, the man from 7-Eleven said, hey, if you're ever hungry, come and get a pizza or a hot dog, free for you. And I felt so like I couldn't go there. I didn't go to the 7-Eleven for a month because the guy told me that. I didn't know how to receive that.
Yeah.
Couldn't receive that. So I realized I'm addicted to giving. So giving is a beautiful thing. But you also have to, like any addiction, because it feels good when you give, but like anything, you have to control yourself as well. And you have to have balance in life. So it's about giving and receiving.
Yeah.
It's giving and receiving. It's not just giving. And it's not just
taking.
Puro venga para acá.
Yeah.
No, dando chivas engordando. You know what I'm saying? But it's about giving and then also receiving.
Yeah.
So now I'm doing that and we're creating this film and we're going to make money. Now, what I'm going to do with my money, you know what I'm going to do with my money?
Give it away.
I mean, I'm not just giving it to anybody.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I'm planting seeds like building this LA Breaking Arena. There'll be some seed money for that.
Yeah.
But I want to give some money to like the top 10 poorest countries like Hades and Central America and Uganda, places where kids are dancing on dirt and the streets.
Tijuana.
Yeah. So give them seeds so that they could build their radiotrons, and that's my purpose. And then this arena. Now I'm not going to run any of them, bro.
Oh yeah.
I'm not running.
Yeah. No, I'm not running. The next generation. It's time to step up.
Yes. Yeah. So I got to build that crew, the boss.
Yeah.
And let them have it.
Yeah.
So when I die, make sure I don't have nothing. My goal in life is to have nothing. I came with nothing and I'm going to leave with nothing. And I'm going to be ashes. And I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to throw me somewhere in MacArthur Park. I don't know how they'll do it. And if they don't want to do it, I'm dead. Someone know.
Yeah.
It's on them. If they don't want to do it, I don't care. I'm dead.
You be chilling, yeah.
Unless I come back as a ghost. Haunt the view and throw my ashes. I don't think so. I'm not going to do that. I ain't going to do that. I'm not doing that. So this is, I already got the plan.
Okay.
Prepaid cremation.
Yeah.
Ashes in MacArthur Park.
It's the way to go. Yeah.
Ya está. Don't bring me no flowers when I'm dead. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Go bring flowers to your mama. Go to someone you love.
Yeah.
When they're alive. But I'm dead. Ya qué? Ya pa qué?
Can't smell them or appreciate them.
Right? Muerto, I'm dead. Like if you want to give me flowers, which is like today you're inviting me here, that's in a way of giving me flowers and I receive it. Now I see I learned to receive it.
Yeah.
I receive it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Gracias.
welcome. Yeah, absolutely.
That's it, bro.
It's my honor.
Ahí estamos,
it's my pleasure.
Ahí estamos. So movie, money. My daughter, she could buy a house, do whatever.
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna do, and she knows. Everybody knows, and I'm saying it here publicly. I don't need no Lambo.
Yeah.
I might upgrade my RV. I'm gonna upgrade my RV. I ain't gonna lie about that. I'm gonna buy a brand new RV, bro. Brand new RV,
Yeah.
And I'm rolling, bro. So I don't need all that. Why? What for? Okay, if you want that, I'm not hating either.
Yeah,
But I will tell you what I don't agree with is spending billions of dollars on a rocket to go up in space for 10 minutes when that money could have fed all the hungry people in the world for 1 year.
Yeah.
I don't care, bro.
Yeah,
that ain't right. I draw the line there.
That's a whole bigger issue.
Capitalism run away.
Yeah.
That's capitalism run away.
Yeah.
Now, the ironic thing is that the biggest the most successful capitalist country is communist China. But you want this to be communist? Yeah, but the United States is printing up money with no gold backing it up.
Yep.
So you know who's buying the debt?
China. Yeah,
there you go.
We owe them three trillion.
They're gonna own it.
Yeah,
China's gonna own it,
and it's going up. Yeah, no, that's a joke.
China's gonna own the United States.
That's the joke. That's the joke. Yeah. Actually, that's going on around like in the whole global politics arena. That it's not made in the USA because China owns like 2/3 or if not a little more than that of the United States.
So me, being my age now and being an elder now officially, like I want to uplift the youth. We're handing the youth over like fucked up world.
Oh yeah.
And I'm from my generation. I apologize. I'm sorry that we did that. So for me, it's like let's uplift the youth, pass the torch, and it's about deprogramming too. Because right now, I do agree that we're cyber, bro.
Oh yeah,
we're cybers.
Oh yeah.
And the robots are taking over.
Yeah.
Already it started. Okay. Now, the thing about that is the robots and cybers and automation, it doesn't have a soul. No robot has a soul, bro.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a heart.
Yeah.
So they might be efficient and your smartphone has more knowledge in that little thing than we do because you could Google that and the information has beyond.
Yeah. But it takes soul, like you said,
but it doesn't care if you die in the street.
Yeah.
It doesn't give a shit how you feel.
Yeah.
It doesn't care. All it cares about if it could sell you something because it's going to even hear you.
Yeah.
If you say you're looking for a new car, all of a sudden you're going to start getting
ads for a new car.
Yeah. It just programmed for profit.
Yeah.
That's it. It's programmed for profit.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to be the prophets and prophesize that, technology has to be checked. Technology has to be checked. And money has to be checked. Capitalism has to be checked.
Yeah.
It's run away right now. It's out of control.
I completely agree with it. Going back a little bit to the present in terms of Radiotron, is there anything else happening with Radiotron?
Well, we're going back live in MacArthur Park on June 24th, and I invite you to come down and be a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me know how I can help as well too. I'm always loving to help out in the background.
We're gonna work that and represent. Come down, bring your crew.
We're there. I'll be in touch.
And it's the 24th of June.
Awesome. Dang,
2022.
Nice. Right, the kickoff of summer.
Opening the summer.
Yeah.
I'm going to be back in the MacArthur Park. Back in the Levitt Pavilion on stage.
Yes.
That's the 39th anniversary.
Nice. Yeah. Yo, that's sick.
So next year, in the 40th, that'll be my last. I'm done.
Are you identifying anyone to pass the torch?
Whoever wants to step up, I haven't seen a lot of people because when they ask me how much money, they're like, wow, because the reason I don't complain about it is because I never started doing that for money.
Right. That's one.
So if that's not your motive and you don't make money, why are you complaining? Why did you do it then?
Right.
Doesn't make sense.
Right.
Like if you ask God, what do you want me to do? And God tells you.
Right.
And they're like, no, but I can't. Well, then why are you asking?
Yeah.
So my motive now, if I do a movie and it becomes a big hit, of course we want to make money.
Yeah.
Why give it away,
Yeah.
So we want to make money. We want everybody to get paid. What I do with my money is I'm going to give it away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm crazy. I'm an addict of giving. That's my addiction. Yeah. So some people, they want to go out like with the needle in their arm and die, my dad wanted to go out partying, and he did. The camera turned off.
Oh, this one. It's back.
Okay.
I think we have like 2 minutes on that one
so
before that one
catches. It's a wrap.
Yeah, no. We can keep talking on that.
So the thing is that I could think of a lot of things that I could be addicted to that could be destructive, like gambling and that,
Yeah.
drugs, gambling, alcohol, women. There's a lot of addictions.
All that, yeah.
Food, being addicted to giving. The key is learn to receive.
Yeah, I think that I honestly, I think that is a lesson there.
Yes.
In that you're giving so much, then how do you replenish a cup that
the thing is that I never complained, because when I helped the kids, and even if some of them became successful and they didn't give me anything, I didn't do it for that.
Yeah.
So other people say, oh man, they should help you. I'm not asking them, because I didn't do it for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I gave them, I felt good about it.
Yeah. I think it's also the way I'm seeing it is the role of the steward, right? There's a whole thing of when you come into this world talking about purpose, right? I think your role is not just the role of giving, but the role of the giving steward, someone who, from a selfless point, right? Yeah. Not having the need to like receive or get something in return. That person is more about like holding space, creating a container for the miracle to show up, and those people are oftentimes, like overlooked or not like appreciated, or sometimes like, oh, but you want something back.
That's true, bro. That's true, bro. But it didn't matter to me.
But that's what I'm saying. But I'm
going to tell you where it did matter.
Okay, go for it.
My own children.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
See, that's what hit home. See, that hit home, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Because if some of the people, the kids that came out of the centers, sometimes I'm at the store and I'll see them and, oh, that Carmelo gave my first job. And
yeah.
Thank you. I feel good. It feels good.
Yeah.
But when your own kids tell you, Dad, you were so busy, helping the kids from the neighborhood, you didn't give us time,
Yeah.
You didn't do as much for us as you did for them. That was like a wake-up call for me.
Yeah, that's part of the lesson.
That's like a blind side. I was blindsided. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
But I also learned, since I'm older, not to argue or try to justify, just listen. And then, think about it. And I'm going, you know what? She's right.
That's right. That's deep though, because
I'm not gonna lie. Now, why did I do it? I'm taking responsibility and saying it was my addiction of that. And I'm being honest about it. Now let's be about solutions. Okay. Let's be about the healing.
Yeah.
Let's be about the cure.
Yeah.
I could dwell on it. Oh, I'm a terrible dad. I messed up.
No.
I hate myself.
Honestly,
I'm gonna go get drunk.
You know what would be much more terrible than feeling or hearing that you're a terrible dad and all that is not realizing and them keeping that from you. That would be horrible.
Yes.
That would be horrendous for any situation.
Because then I would be right there on my dying bed saying, oh, I'm sorry.
Solito, all alone. Sorry, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. And then maybe coming to it at that point. And
it's too late.
Exactly.
Estuvo,
Yeah.
So I do feel blessed in that.
Let's see.
Huh?
The camera, the other one.
Oh, yes, estuvo.
No. Let's capture the outro, but I like this because I think that's where the
people listening could learn something that in their life lessons,
Yeah, you don't have to wait until the end.
Yeah, don't get caught up in that.
That's part of the illusion, or that's part of the feeding the ego, because the ego cares about like, well, what are they gonna think of me? They could probably think I'm an asshole, or I'm this, I'm that.
Right, but the double side is that, okay, by me also listening,
they're giving you a gift.
Yeah, listening to my daughter and acknowledging that she was right.
Yeah.
And me taking responsibility. But here's the beautiful thing is that now she knows what I'm going to do.
And she knows who her pops is, like through and through.
Right. So here it is. I mean? So here's what.
That's beautiful.
Right. So here it is about that, right? Because I could say, well, when I make money from the work that I'm doing now at the end, I could give it to my grandkids and save it.
Yeah.
Okay. They could spend it and throw it away or whatever. Or is it more valuable? It's talking about values, right?
Yeah.
For them to remember and saying, my grandfather built that LA breaking arena. My grandfather opened those youth centers in poor areas. My grandfather was about uplifting the poor and the youth and the children.
Yeah.
Like, this is my grandfather's legacy.
Yeah, exactly.
Or he left us some dough.
Yeah.
What's the value? Okay, what's the value of money?
Well, I mean, I think
what's the value of money, bro? Come on. What's the value of money? If you don't,
whatever we put on it.
If you don't use money as an expression of love and just to have things and buy stuff.
Right.
To me, that's just me. I'm not putting me on anybody. If a Ferrari is your dream and you're going to work your whole life and you want to have a mansion and a Ferrari and you get there and you got that, good for you.
Right.
Good for you. That's just not what I'm about.
Right.
But I'm not going to hate you for you being about that. Now, if there's people around you starving, but all you care about is having your Lambo and your Ferrari and having 10 cars that you cannot even possibly drive, and you have like 10 homes, like one in Paris and one in Beverly Hills, and you got one in Switzerland and you got one in, South America, and you have when nobody's even living there, and there's starvation and hopelessness all around you. I got a problem with that.
Yeah.
So if there was a woman out there and she was down to be like to do a revolution and give her life, and I'll give my life, and that's the romantic part of her of revolutionary work. Yeah. That if you're like 100%, like when all this COVID shot came out with the vaccines, I'm like, you know what? Put me in the front of the line.
Yeah.
Like experiment with me, because if it don't work on me, at least you're not going to give it to my kids or my grandkids.
Right.
Like, use me.
Right.
If the shit goes down and you need somebody to be on the front line like they're doing right now in Ukraine.
Yeah.
There's men 60 years old in the front line in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And they're down because they're doing it for their home, for their family, for their culture, for their children.
Right. Right.
We should step up, bro. As the elders, we need to step up, bro. We can't be like, kickback time now.
No, right.
And just drink beer and get
cruise
back.
Through, yeah.
No, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was chill, fine.
Yeah.
It ain't chill.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I mean, we're living in a catastrophe time right now where, the environment's horrible. The air, like because of COVID, they stopped because there's lead in the soil here in LA County. Yeah. And people are dying of cancer. We have a cancer cluster. Yeah. Mainly where Latinos live.
Yeah. It's from the oil refineries.
Where Raza lives, from the recycling of the batteries. Yeah. And they all went in the air and not on the soil, right? Yeah. So we know that. It's a fact, And that was they were starting to clean it up, but then the COVID came and it stopped. It didn't go away.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, and the pollution, the air, the cancer, the food, the things we eat. Yeah. I mean, it's, and then the gas is going up, the food's going up, the food's horrible. Yeah. Bro. Yeah. And now they're blaming the war. No, because number one, the gas was already going up before the war. Now, the homelessness was already a crisis before COVID. So don't give me blame. See, they want to blame COVID. They want to blame. No.
Here, I think for me, like here's my standpoint on a lot of that, right? I feel like the worldly troubles that we're facing these days, and then to kind of bring it back to our conversation about Radiotron, right? And to try to wrap it up a little bit here. I feel like a lot of the way that we are dealing with these global issues through violence, through, scarcity, through oppression, manipulation, it's a lack of creative imagination. We, as a human species, are going through a moment of our history, right? Where we lack the soul and imagination to be able to look into the future and see one that isn't bleak, but one that's much more restorative, much more sustainable, much more enriching, both like physically, spiritually, even economically, right? Yeah. That shit is where the soul of our world, our globe, is fucking broken a bit. Yeah. Like we're heartbroken. Yeah. And I think the challenge that we're being served now is to answer that call. How do you love deeper? Yeah. In these times.
Yeah. So, So all of us, going back to the premise, right? Yeah. The main idea of that we're all designed for a purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're all called to do something in this world to fulfill that purpose, right?
Yeah.
So my purpose is very clear, to use my talents. And my talents is about culture, about developing culture, right? And I believe that that's a tool that if we develop more culture, for example, right now, people that work hard and they don't have anything to do, they're either going to watch a movie online, or they're going to think about, what can I buy? What do I need?
Right.
So you go down the street, like between here and where Montebello, there's so many malls and shopping centers.
Mm-hmm.
How many cultural spaces are there? How many, like back in the days, they had plazas.
Right.
So after the people work, then they have a dinner, una cena, then they go for a walk in the plaza. There's a band playing. The children play. The children intermix. They play outside.
People can talk to each other.
The elders are sitting under a tree, in a bench.
You go out for a date or find your new
culture.
Yeah.
Then they have the fiestas, like it's this celebration, that celebration.
Yeah.
Or you see the street performers. You see the clown, the mimes, the performers, the comedians, the musicians, the dancers.
Yeah.
There's theater, there's art, there's cultures, there's paintings, there's murals. The culture, bro, and including the food.
Yes.
And how we treat each other.
Yes.
Like you get on a bus now, and there's an elderly lady. I know because I take my mom like to go eat every Wednesday. Mm-hmm. She's 87 years old. And literally, I walked into a restaurant the other day, and they were literally like men sitting down waiting to be served, right? To be called, right? Not one stood up. I mean, I hate to say it. It's going to sound stereotypical. Parecían viejas. Estaban ahí.
Yeah.
What happened? Where's the señora?
There's a disconnect. Yeah.
That's culture.
Yeah.
It's culture.
There's
an elderly,
a disconnect.
whether it's a man or a woman, stand up.
Yeah.
Give them the seat.
Yeah.
That's culture, bro.
Yeah.
So we need a resurgence of culture. We need a cultural revolution, a paradigm shift.
Facts.
You know, there used to be 200 theaters in East LA. Now there's one. It's the Commerce. That's the movie theater. Then there's Casa 0101. That's it.
Right.
Okay, Plaza.